Hey guys, all right, sorry I couldn't be there for picture day and our last day finishing up our collage, but I will be there for next week when we are presenting and just talking about our art. So today is all about finishing up, making those final touches. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Thank you, Substitute, by the way, for covering for me. You're a rock star. The kids know that I am just recovering from sinus and all that crazy stuff. The weather, just first thing I want to tell the substitute and also tell you guys in the classroom is that we're going to be gathering supplies. So this is a little different than what we normally do. We normally start out with a very balanced do now. So we are actually going to gather some supplies first, just because there's so much to gather. I want you guys to go ahead and get those supplies. Before you begin though, you're going to be doing this at a zone 2. So substitute, that means that they can talk during this time. They shouldn't be getting out of their seats unless they are a helper. Okay. So anyone out of their seats, unless you're a helper, you need to stay in your seat. All right. So you'll get probably 2 people to help pass out the collage papers from the bin. They will know. Next thing, after you've passed out those collage papers, then there are also some Ziploc bags in there where you guys have collected images or you have printed out pictures, whatever the case may be. Those will be in those bins as well. You could have like 1 or 2 people pass out those Ziploc bags as well. So that's 4 people so far. The next thing is the rubric. So the rubric here, I'm going to make this big screen, is on the table, actually right beside this bin with the folders, right beside this bin with the folders. And it just says 7th rubric post-it note. It's the supply table at the front. You'll just need 1 piece of paper per table because it has the rubric printed twice. So if you just get get the kids, like every kid will just cut the paper in half and that will be their own copy. So it'll be 1 piece of paper per table, because then when you cut it in half, then each kid has 1, right? The last thing is the folders, the orange folders with the images. So some kids have requested more photos to be printed out that were not in those Ziploc bags. So I took initiative to organize those into that folder or into that like container that has those orange folders. So if your name is Neeland, Annabeth, Alex, aka Hildemary, Ernesto, Jocelyn, Levi Mayfield, Stella, or Ivana, you guys all have photos printed out in those orange folders. And there should be a sticky note that says 7th grade, and then it has y'all's name on each little tab, right? Okay, so all of those things should be passed out within like 5 minutes tops. So this should all take 5 minutes. There should be 2 helpers for the collage. Probably like 1 or 2 for the Ziploc bags. Honestly, substitute teacher, you could just hand a stack per column and just be like, take 1 pass down for the rubric. Or you can have someone pass out a paper per table if you want, but that would be 1 person to pass out that rubric. And then lastly are those orange folders. You can just have 1 volunteer to grab those and pass them out. Again, that is Neeland, Annabeth, Alex, also known as Hildemary, Ernesto, Jocelyn, Levi, Stella, and Ivana. So that's not going to be the case for every single class. That's just like for those kids. I think that's actually mostly my 6th and 7th block. You could even just have the kids like come up to the front. Like if your name was called, just come up to the front and grab your folder. That could work too, right? So that would be like 5 helpers total that are passing out those supplies. Everyone else is in their seat, just patiently waiting for their supplies and waiting to get started. All right. That's it. So you can go ahead and just pause this video, pass out the supplies, and then like press play when you guys are ready to move on. Okay. All right, so you have your supplies, start settling down. I know people are gonna start getting a little like excited, and you have all these things going on. I know it's exciting, and you're gonna get distracted by all your images and your collage pieces and stuff like that. Calm down. It's okay. Put them down for just a moment. And I want to show the substitute and to show you guys like how to like know where to find stuff while I'm gone. All right. So the first thing I want to show you guys is right here at the front. This is my sketchbook. It has all the notes for today. It has all the examples. And in fact, I think I even flipped it open to the page that we need for today. Okay. And then underneath it, here are copies of what your sketchbook should look like by the end of today. All right. So that is for the substitute, and for you guys, if you are unsure of like, what am I supposed to be writing in my sketchbook? I only have like 5 or 6 copies of this. So it's really only for those kids that like need that extra guidance. And I often give you a copy of my sketchbook. So if I often give you a copy of my sketchbook, you know who you are, and you can just come up and grab one. Okay. Or you can ask for the teacher for one. All right. And then I also have my personal copy, and substitute teacher, you can just pass that out to someone if they need to use that. Okay. The next thing is you guys are going to be working on finishing your collage, like completely finishing it however you want to finish it, right? So everyone is going to be, it's going to look a little different because some people finish their drawings, whereas other people did not, right? Some people finished gluing down their images, other people did not, okay? So you guys have access to this entire supply table, all right? This, I do not want you guys going crazy with it and like 16 people up and messing around and like moving all the supplies everywhere, okay? Please be kind to my supplies. Let's have like 3 or 4 people up at a time gathering supplies. I prefer you guys to raise your hand, and substitute teacher, you call like 3 or 4 people to go up and grab any supplies that they would like. But yes, this is open to you. You've got Sharpies, you've got glue sticks, you got all different types of colored paper. You guys also have at your desk some, white pens. And then you also have some glue. Oh, let me show you. Y'all have this, okay? So I want to stop sharing. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth as well. So I apologize. But y'all have this. This is also glue. This is amazing. It's called rubber cement. And it's essentially the same thing as glue. You just brush it on instead of like using a glue stick or something. But it works the same, all right? You don't need much. So it's like a really thin layer, all right? So that's also at your table for you guys to use as well. I'm so sad that I don't get to like see you guys use rubber cement. It's my obsession. The other thing is this table as well. So be kind. All right, there's clear up my annotations. All right, so we've got a lot that we had to like frame here, okay? So we just covered collecting our supplies, getting to know the classroom, and being familiar with other things around the classroom that can be a resource to you guys while you're working. All right, the next thing is you're going to open up your sketchbook and you're going to work on your do now. I know this is where I said it was kind of opposite, a little off, but you are going to work on a glow and a grow for your artistic work. So you're not working on your collage right now, but you are going to be looking at your collage and deciding a glow, so something you like about your collage, and then a grow, something that you feel like you need to improve on. And then part B is where you write out your plan to add or revise in that art piece, all right? I'm gonna pause this video and I will share my example in just a moment. So substitute teacher, give them like 2 minutes. You can even open up like a new tab and type in Google Timer and put that on the board, a Google Timer. Or you can just time it on your phone or just watch the clock, whatever floats your boat. And have them answer those 2 questions. They're going to do this at a zone 0. So this actually means no talking during this time because you only need your thoughts and your collage. That's it. All right. So go ahead and do that now. All right. So an example I put in there is that I love the drawings I did and the value that I added with the use of the white pen. Okay, so that's my glow. Like I love that I added that value in there. I'm going to even show you that as well. All right. So here's my collage. And I said that I really love the value. The thing that I didn't like as much, I think the grow was there was still just like a lot of empty space there. Even when I added the drawings, I added the oil pastel, like I still feel like there was just like a lot more empty space than I expected there to be by the end of this. All right, so that's my personal grow. Okay, I'm going to go back to the slide. Here we go. And then for part B, where it says write out what is your plan to add or revise. For example, I want to add more images or more cutout shapes to fill those empty spaces. Notice how my grow is actually very aligned to what I want to add or revise, right? So my grow was that there was a lot more empty spaces than I expected there to be, right? So then therefore my revised plan, what I wanted to change or add was adding more images or shapes to fill in those empty spaces. Okay. All right. So some things that you can revise, add, or change are adding or revising more patterns, right? When we did those patterns in there, like the zigzag patterns or the swirls, etc. Adding more images to your collage. This could be images that you didn't finish cutting out. This could also be just any like colored paper that you might want to add, right? So the next thing, you can add more drawings or finish your drawing if you didn't finish it, right? Make sure that your drawing has value. That's part of the rubric. And then lastly is either add or finish your oil pastel sgraffito, right? So that's adding those oil pastels and then scratching in for that sgraffito design, okay? So you got 4 options. If you haven't already decided, decide now which one of those you want to focus on. You're going to have 15 minutes to work on this, 15 minutes to work on it. All right. So decide which one you want to focus on the most. All right. Pause this for a moment and then take a moment to just think through that. You can even write it down in your sketchbook if you'd like. Awesome. So when we're talking about glows and grows for this, I'm just going to I'm going to do a really quick summary so you guys can get started right away. So when we were talking about the glows and grows, I mentioned that my glow was that I loved my realistic drawings, but my grow was aligned with what I wanted to revise today. Essentially, that's what this slide is saying, is like, I noticed that there are a lot of empty spaces. So therefore, like, my goal is to make sure that there are not as many empty spaces by the end of today, right? So if your goal is to finish your drawings because you notice that your drawings aren't as detailed as you wanted, that's going to be your goal, is to work on your drawings, right? Or if you also have a lot of empty spaces, that's what you're going to work on, is add more things to fill in those empty spaces of your choice. You could do oil pastels to fill in those spaces. You can add more collage images. You can add those papers that I showed you at the very beginning, right? That's why I showed you this stuff, because you have all of these tools and supplies to use at your dispense to fill in those empty spaces. I know, so exciting. All right, so here is Miss Pearson's final project. So you can see that it definitely looks a lot more complete in comparison to this one, right? This one feels not finished. This one feels finished. That's our goal, to feel like it is complete by today, okay? So you guys are going to take that 15 minutes. Substitute teacher, again, you can just open up a new tab and do like a 15-minute timer there. You can put it on your phone, have it on the clock. Make sure you give them reminders for their pacing every 5 minutes. Cool. Pause this video. Start that timer. Let's do it. Let's go. All right, so you are continuing watching because you are probably finished up those 15 minutes. So you have some remaining time. This is what you're going to do for that remaining time for class today. All right, so the first thing is I wanted to highlight our rubric once again. This is how I'm grading you. If you are absent for any one of these days, I'm going to exempt you from that portion, right? But if you were there for the entire time, which most of you guys were, you will be included in all of these. Woo! All right, we did it. You have revised your collage. You have completed your collage. You are done or you are nearly done. All right. So if you are basically done, then you are going to get on Google Classroom and you're going to download the Flipgrid app and follow along on the Google Slides on how to do that. Another thing you can do if you are done with your collage is finishing your metal relief if you have not already. So in the back of the room, there's a metal cart and it has this like all the unfinished, there we go, all the unfinished metal relief tiles. I don't have a list of those names, but if you haven't finished yours, you can go over there and check it out. We can get like 2 people at a time to go over there and grab their supplies, or if you're unsure, you can get like 2 people to go over there just to double check to see if their name's on it. Again, with these metal reliefs, like, guys, they're sharp, so be careful when you're grabbing them. Don't be like scrambling around through them and like tossing the tiles because they have sharp edges, okay? Don't forget that. I know it was last unit, don't forget it. In the blue box here in my picture, which is also in that blue container, are those t-shirts that you lay down, right, as the base. Then you put your tile on top. And then what I put in the yellow box, just grab one of those containers and that will have all the tools you need in order to finish that metal relief tile. I would like for us to have some time for you guys to work on that. So if you finished early, I'm hoping that you guys will have some time today in class to work on that so we can display this artwork and have it finished, right? If you have not finished your metal relief tile and you don't have time to do it in class today, please, please, please email me and set up a time for you to come in the morning and finish it, because I have a lot of kids that still have not finished their relief tiles and they need to, because I want them to be displayed because they're beautiful, okay? Lastly is finishing your collage. If you haven't already, you got back from picture day and you still have not finished your collage, finish that up. And then if you have done all of that, free draw, okay? Just do some free draw. I'm going to show you what this Flipgrid is that I was talking about, okay? Everyone should have this. So in our checklist, this is our little checklist that it's going to look like. First thing is finishing your collage. First and foremost, most important. Second thing that I would like for us to have done is to download the Flipgrid app on your computers. This information can be found in Google Classroom. The next thing I would prefer you guys to have is also this metal relief if you have not finished already, okay? And that's where this picture has all of those supplies in the back of the room, okay? And then lastly, finally, if by chance, I highly doubt it, but if you have time, by chance, you can finish any touches on your collage or free draw, okay? So let me switch my screen and I'm gonna show you guys this Flipgrid action. So this is like, you're not going to be watching a video or anything. This is just like you following along independently. So you can do this at your own pace. You'll open up your Chromebook. You'll go to the Art 7th Pearson right here, classwork or under stream, doesn't matter. And then where it says, here we go, download Flipgrid Chrome extension, open up these Google Slides. And then it has on there, okay, so on here it has like step by step. You copy this link, it's going to take you to this web page. You click on this button, you add the extension. This tells you like where you can find that extension, and then lastly, like restart your computer. All of this is in Google Classroom. You can follow along independently. I think most of you guys can get that without really any like step by step walking you through it. Okay. All right. So that is it, right? So that's all. You're finishing up your collage. Download the Flipgrid app at the very end. Maybe work on the metal relief if you have time. If not, email me so we can set up a time. Substitute teacher, please, like I will have my phone on me so you can just like text me or like Slack message me if you have any questions for that. I hope you guys are super awesome, super balanced, and like please be your best for today. Okay, bye.